Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. Any man who can drive safely while kissing a pretty girl is simply not giving the kiss the attention it deserves. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. The value of a man should be seen in what he gives, and not in what he is able to receive. If we knew what it was we were doing, it would not be called research, would it? Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. Common sense is the collection of prejudices acquired by age 18. There are two ways to live. You can live as if nothing is a miracle. You can live as if everything is a miracle. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. The only source of knowledge is experience. I have no special talent. I'm only passionately curious. Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. I know not with what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. Logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Only two things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the former. The only reason for time is so that everything doesn't happen at once. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. You can't blame gravity for falling in love. Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. It is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge. The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulates the creative mind. True art is characterized by an irresistible urge in the creative artist. You cannot simultaneously prevent and prepare for war. If you are out to describe the truth, leave elegance to the tailor. The only real valuable thing is intuition. The pursuit of truth and beauty is a sphere of activity in which we are permitted to remain children all our lives. Politics is for the present, but an equation is for eternity. A man should look for what is, and not for what he thinks should be. The most incomprehensible thing about the world is that it is comprehensible. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. I live in that solitude, which is painful in youth, but delicious in the years of maturity. Nationalism is an infantile disease. It is the measles of mankind. Joy in looking and comprehending is nature's most beautiful gift. Intellectual growth should commence at birth and cease only at death. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. Try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. If people are good only because they fear punishment and hope for reward, then we are a sorry lot indeed. A table, a chair, a bowl of fruit, and a violin. What else does a man need to be happy? The hardest thing to understand in the world is the income tax. Pure mathematics is, in its way, the poetry of logical ideas. He who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe is as good as dead. His eyes are closed. Everyone should be respected as an individual, but no one idolized. The gift of fantasy has meant more to me than my talent for absorbing positive knowledge. Technological progress is like an axe in the hands of a pathological criminal. All that is valuable in human society depends upon the opportunity for development accorded the individual. Our task must be to free ourselves by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature and its beauty. Memory is deceptive because it is colored by today's events. Before God, we are all equally wise and equally foolish. In matters of truth and justice, there is no difference between large and small problems, for issues concerning the treatment of people are all the same. Intellectuals solve problems, geniuses prevent them. No amount of experimentation can ever prove me right. A single experiment can prove me wrong. Reading, after a certain age, diverts the mind too much from its creative pursuits. Any man who reads too much and uses his own brain too little falls into lazy habits of thinking. I am not only a pacifist, but a militant pacifist. I am willing to fight for peace. Nothing will end war unless the people themselves refuse to go to war. When you are courting a nice girl, an hour seems like a second. When you sit on a red-hot cinder, a second seems like an hour. That's relativity. It is strange to be known so universally and yet to be so lonely. Only one who devotes himself to a cause with his whole strength and soul can be a true master. For this reason, mastery demands all of a person. We cannot despair of humanity, since we ourselves are human beings. It is my conviction that killing under the cloak of war is nothing but an act of murder. The fear of death is the most unjustified of all fears, for there's no risk of accident for someone who's dead. It is a miracle that curiosity survives formal education. The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education. Most people say that it is the intellect which makes a great scientist. They are wrong. It is character. Information is not knowledge. Gravitation is not responsible for people falling in love. When the solution is simple, God is answering. An empty stomach is not a good political advisor. All religions, arts and sciences are branches of the same tree. The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and science. Without deep reflection, one knows from daily life that one exists for other people. We still do not know 1,000% of what nature has revealed to us. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Never do anything against conscience, even if the state demands it. The distinction between the past, present and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. Do not worry about your difficulties in mathematics. I can assure you mine are still greater. The devil has put a penalty on all things we enjoy in life. Either we suffer in health, or we suffer in soul, or we get fat. I think and think for months and years. 99 times the conclusion is false. The 100th time I am right. That deep emotional conviction of the presence of a superior reasoning power, which is revealed in the incomprehensible universe, forms my idea of God. To raise new questions, new possibilities, to regard old problems from a new angle, requires creative imagination and marks real advance in science. I do not believe in immortality of the individual, and I consider ethics to be an exclusively human concern with no superhuman authority behind it. The release of atomic energy has not created a new problem. It has merely made more urgent the necessity of solving an existing one. The whole of science is nothing more than a refinement of everyday thinking. Love is a better teacher than duty. The man of science is a poor philosopher. The high destiny of the individual is to serve rather than to rule. I want to know all God's thoughts. All the rest are just details. We should take care not to make the intellect our goal. It has, of course, powerful muscles, but no personality. I believe that a simple and unassuming manner of life is best for everyone, best both for the body and the mind. I do not believe that civilization will be wiped out in a war fought with the atomic bomb. Perhaps 2/3 of the people of the earth will be killed. Few are those who see with their own eyes and feel with their own hearts.